Another English question. What is a narrative poem?
Okay, so narrative, narration, narrator, all of that can kind of get confusing, especially when it's attached to different genres. So if you have a narrative poem, just like a personal narrative, which is a really typical type of essay that is written, you may be asked to write about yourself. So in narrative poetry, it's typically about a character and it has a storyline. And so a narrative poem, just to give you a definition, uses a narrator, characters, has a plot, and tells an entire story written typically in metered verse. One of the most famous narrative poems would be The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. If you're familiar with this, if you're not, you can always find it full text online, but Simpsons did it. Lots of other people have made allusions to The Raven, so you're probably familiar with it. It's about a guy who is at home and this bird flies into his house and it talks to him. And the whole thing, it's really long, but that's basically a short summary of it. But it's kind of ominous and scary. But the whole point of why I'm bringing this up is that the whole poem, it is a poem, it tells this entire story about this guy and this bird. And so you know the characters, there is a narrator speaking to you, and like I said, beginning, middle, end, and it's a poem. So narrative poetry, long story short, is that it's a poem that tells you a story. And that's that.
That was such an effective little summary of The Raven.
Remember, summarizing, we have some...
Bird flies in, talks to it.
Right. There's a lot more going on than that, but pretty much that's the gist of it.
Nevermore.
Nevermore.
Stuff.
Some dead girlfriend.
Somebody died.
Yeah, that's typical with Poe.
Everybody dies with Poe.
Exactly.